Hello D's, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. We have our cameras ready. We have our bags right in front of us for safety purposes. We came all the way to Valencia. Let's discover it together. Welcome to the capital of Valencian Community. Valencia city is situated around 1 hour and 40 minutes from Benidorm town. My voice is not the best today, but we'll try our best to make you a guide and show you the interesting places from the Valencian Old Town. This video is starting right next to the train station, which is called Valencia North. Here, a lot of the trains that communicate with Alicante, for example, will be arriving. And from here, all that you see in front of us is the so-called Old Town of Valencia. This is where the vast majority of historical and old buildings are also located. And we'll be heading there to check it all out. Right here in front of us, there is the first important building. Not so far from us, right there is a historical museum and a gorgeous town hall square. If you love art, if you love old historical buildings, museums, different types of palaces, this is where you could potentially come. And all the tourists, apart from going to the beach, which is great, but the beach is the beach, it's more or less the same in all our region, this is really different. There are so many little streets in the old town. Some of the most important squares have been fully refurbished and changed, and it's just a different type of atmosphere that you might expect. Even if you're coming towards Benidorm, Alicante, Calpe, any other area, coming to Valencia for a day might change the perception of your holidays here in Costa Blanca in Valencian Community. How to get to Valencia? First of all, you can grab a train that would come here in around 1 hour. Then you can take a car, which is around 1 hour 40 minutes from Benidorm town itself. And you're also able to take a bus from Benidorm bus station. You've seen quite a few videos about it, so if you want to check it out, you can grab a bus that will bring you comfortably, not to this area specifically, but not so far away from here, which is great if you want to spend the whole entire day, come early in the morning, and then get back late at night, or maybe even spend a night here. There's numerous hotels, there's affordable Airbnbs, apartments, and a lot of other different accommodation options in case you would like to stay here. What we do see and what draws our attention is that there's so many Glovo, Uber Eats, so many delivery companies, and you can see them everywhere here in the shade. Literally everywhere. They're just sitting down waiting for the receipt for something to pop up and being able to pick it up. There's a lot of shops. There's obviously so many souvenir shops here. This is like the old town of Benidorm, the old town of Alicante. People are coming here, tourists are coming here, not only locals. And it is a beautiful part of Valencia city. Right in front of us, the street that we can see is the historical museum on the left side and the square of the town hall. Right on the right, there's also a palace of the communications and some postal boxes that are authentic original ones here from the area. Lovely squares full of trees and some natural shade as well. This is all pedestrian priority, so cars are not allowed unless they're probably like service cars or cleaning. All the rest pedestrian only 100%. On the right side, you have some loveliest flower shops. There's some souvenir shops here as well, but it's not the cheapest one. There's some small booths that do sell different types of souvenirs, etc. This right here is some flowers, but obviously it's going to be slightly more expensive in the most touristic area of the town.
The town hall is to the left side. This is the main town hall building. Obviously, there's going to be smaller ones for different types of legal procedures and for those who live here, for the residents or future residents. But this is the main historical building. A gorgeous place to be, and a lot of people are doing some pictures, especially in these places surrounded by so many gorgeous buildings. There are some tourism information screens, like boards, in some specific points, but not too many of them. This area is slightly newer, obviously, than the old town. There's a lot of modern buildings too. And this place has a lot of different international restaurants, cafeterias, big food chains like Five Guys, Foster's Hollywood, or Vips, or Starbucks. All these types of businesses that we all know are located right here nearby. This is the fountain that is called the Fountain of the Town Hall Square. An attraction, obviously, you cannot go inside and swim. Some people tried it, but you cannot do so. A lot of people do take pictures here, and it's a great place. I'm only lacking some natural shade. And there is a huge letters right here which are saying Valencia. From the top, it definitely should be looking lovely. Right here nearby, there is also a historical part for those who love football. In 1919, this is where, next by only 100 meters from here, in the bar that sadly doesn't exist any longer, the Valencia Football Club was originated. It was on the 2nd of October in the old bar called Bar Torino. And this is where it's actually been created for the first time ever. It says kilometer zero of the Valencian. Here on the square, it does come into perception that there's a lot of these animals. Obviously, these are people inside of the costumes that are just here in case someone wants to take a picture and just donate some money. But I'm just wondering, how in the world could they be here with the heat that we feel right now? There's so much heat outside. There is some wind, don't get me wrong, so it helps. But still, being in these costumes, I'm quite sure we'll see more of these today because we're heading to the most historical part. But there's so many of them, and it should be really hot with these. Melia Plaza Hotel too, situated right here nearby. There's a lot of different hotels located in this area. Melia Plaza is a 4-star hotel. Nearby, you also have Venezia Plaza Central, which is a 2-star one. There's Hotel Plaza, different kinds. There's just a lot of accommodation options, some attics, lofts, studios, Airbnbs of a kind. A lot of accommodation options here are purely touristic, simply because this area is mostly visited by ones. This is where people are coming, which is where like the essence of Valencia is looking like. And you can see a lot of people are going with these suitcases, and I suppose they're heading towards the train station probably, or towards the closest bus station. We can see Foster's Hollywood, a lot of restaurants. My advice for you, as in our area, if you want to go and eat out, obviously you're on holidays, right? What you could do is to check the places. First of all, if you're in front of it, look it up online, see the reviews. And then second of all, if you see a lot of people inside, this must be a good place. Look at how many people there are here. Wow. Some people did actually say, not sure if you've noticed it, but we were supposed to have a record amount of tourists. But in Altea, there's not so many of them. At least in the hotels, they have a lower occupancy than last year. And in Albir, it kind of looks the same. Not sure about Benidorm and Valencia. Let us know about what you see if you can compare. But I do feel like it's strange because right now, I think it's too expensive for people to come. Thus, July and August will not be as busy as everyone thought they will be. But there is still quite a lot of people on the streets, don't get me wrong. some souvenir shops right here nearby to grab at least some magnets. Following up this street, at the end of it, we will have a gorgeous square that we personally love. This square is absolutely beautiful. This is the area that they've refurbished not so long ago and created some natural shade. This area itself is called the Square of the Queen, which is Plaza de la Reina. This is where the Valencian Cathedral is located. This is also where a lot of different squares are located. The Tower of Santa Catalina and the Church of Santa Catalina. All the gorgeous small streets are located out there. Some amber. That's interesting because it comes from the Baltic Sea, which is where I'm originally from. And it's quite strange seeing it out here. Prices are not as expensive either. On these streets, there are some of the best restaurants as well that we've personally tried. There is the macarons place, which sells handmade French macarons. These are absolutely stunning. There's some Italian restaurants, there's Mexican, there's typical Spanish with paellas, menu options as well. Some yogurt and frozen yogurt mostly, and ice cream places too. Shops of different kind and much more. Gourmet places and boutiques. And what I love about this place in particular is that it does have some natural shade. Thanks to the buildings and thanks to the trees that they've planted and that road, this is actually a very cozy walk we are having on today. A good advice that I could give you, there are free Valencia tours. If you go on the website freetour.com, you're able to see free tour Valencia Essential. For example, okay, this doesn't mean there's going to be just yourself. There's going to be a lot more people out here. It's around 2.5 hours of a tour. And usually it's starting on the Plaza of Virgin. Then there's Cathedral, the Basilica, and the fountain that represents the river Turia that is located here in Valencia. There's going to be 2 different traditions that they will be mentioning, which is the floral offering to the Virgin during the Fallas, mythical Fallas that we also celebrate in Benidorm town, and a few more traditions. There will be a long walk as we do it right now towards the Lonja de la Seda, which is an authentic architectural jewel. It is located right here nearby as well. You need to arrive like 10 minutes early usually towards these types of tours, and there are like 6 points more or less that you will be able to see. The meeting point is already put in place, so you will know where to go. And if you want to tip something that you feel represents the tour, then you can do it. This is the best of the 3 tours here in Valencia. You don't need to spend too much money if you don't feel like. We are on the famous Square of La Reina. And here is where we have some handmade ice creams. There's tapas and cañas places, obviously money exchange. Restaurants that do offer menus with paella. Okay. Around 22 euros, more or less. That will be the price of paella menu, located right here in the old town of Valencia. We usually decide to just wander around the cozy small streets. These streets don't smell like orange blossoms, but there are some that do have orange trees on them, and when they blossom, the smell is absolutely captivating. There's a lot of people here in the old town just wandering down the streets, going from one museum to the other. And we did take the turn here to the left to just take a look what it has to offer. There is a church of Santa Catalina here nearby, and all these tiniest squares just stop at some of them. Sit down on the lovely terrace, especially if you see that it's as busy as the terraces in front of us. This would mean that it is a great place. This is the round square, also a very lovely place to visit. It's surrounded by different types of businesses, mostly tourist oriented, obviously. Souvenir places, handmade places too, handmade souvenirs, crafts, products, with the fountain in the center of it. And then you have different types of like streets coming out of it to different sides of the city. Obviously, you cannot drink from this fountain, it's just like a historical attraction of a kind. The good thing is that all these businesses are located below the shade, so it's not as hot in this area as it would be on the streets, on the open air, on the sunshine itself. From here, you can easily get lost because all the streets go different directions. You can take whichever you want, and then just continue exploring. And this is what we did. We just went out on one of the streets and we continued our way. And going like this, we came towards the central market. From the outside, it does look like a purely historical building. It has several entrances and exits. Looks beautiful. But on the inside, actually, it is quite modernist considered building and market, which has a lot of colorful tiles inside and a huge giant variety of different products. You can find something typical, try typical Spanish ham, cheese variations, different plates or pastries that are popular and are from this area of Valencia. Obviously, horchata. Horchata is incredible. There is one of the best places of horchata here in the central market. Horchata, if you don't know what it is, it's a refreshing summer drink that is made out of seeds/nuts of a kind. I'm going to be putting it here on the screen for you to see, but this is something you should definitely visit, at least a tiny bit for a few minutes. Get inside and check it out. This market is usually open from Monday to Saturday. Sundays it's closed. From 7:30 in the morning up until 3 midday, early afternoon. And it's definitely worth visiting it, trust us. It is an incredible place that you must see while visiting this area. The building you can see towards our right side is the famous La Lonja de Seda. This is a place that was built in the 15th century, and it's one of the most emblematic monuments of the whole Valencia city. For those who are interested, this La Lonja de Seda is a silk exchange. It's a late Valencian Gothic style civil building, and it's one of the principal attractions here in the city. 15th century, and in 1996, UNESCO listed it as a World Heritage Site. Its listing states that the site is of outstanding universal value, as it is a wholly exceptional example of secular building in late Gothic style, which dramatically illustrates the power and wealth of one of the great Mediterranean mercantile cities. A lot of people are visiting it during daytime, so if you will be here in Valencia, this is one of the must-see places in the whole entire city. Behind the current building, there is another one, which is this one right here. And this is from 14th century. This was called the oil exchange, the olive oil. And it was used not only for trading with agricultural oils, but for all kinds of businesses. And later on, it was also used for silk. Gorgeous Valencian city full of not only this, but way more buildings to discover. We are back to the same square, Plaza de la Reina, and as you can see, there's more interesting characters out here. We're very, very happy that we came here. Obviously, we've had a short tour. If not, the video would be too long, but it's a glance for you. It's a tiniest part. for you to see. Maybe, just maybe, you will be interested to visit this area as well. We know it's way different from what we normally show, mostly concentrating around Benidorm, Alicante province, but hey, look at this, Viva España. There's a lot of performers here, there's street artists, musicians. If you love architecture, historical buildings, museums, wandering around the old town of a big city, having some lovely food, nice drinks, grab some souvenirs, and have plenty of things where to do and what to choose from, maybe this is a place where you need to go as well. Not that difficult to get here from the region where we are initially. Just grab a rental car if you want, use a train or a bus service, and you will be able to discover it with your own eyes. Thank you for accompanying us on today's walking tour down Valencia Old Town in 2024. We hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you in a new one very, very soon here on the channel Benidorm by Anna. Don't forget to subscribe, click a like, and write us a comment to help us grow and reach more Spain fans.